you're going to type in your own username and password unless your professor or the testing administrator gives you a set username and password that you must use. And when you register, they tell you to use that. Other than that,
All right, so you have that information here. Again, it's right inside the second 9 weeks. Again, the second 9 weeks document that you would need is the new QuickBooks document, which is right here. If you click on that, we have these active links, and then you have the Gmetrics account. So if you click on that, you can get to Gmetrics. But before you do that, make sure you look at this 4-minute video of how to set up your Gmetric account. If you already have an account, then all you got to do is log in.
Walk through the steps that you're going to need to complete to create your Gmetrics account. This is the account that you're going to use to study.
Okay, so let me go ahead, bring that back so we can make sure we're sharing the screen. Right, so here it is. So now I have, let's go here. So in here I also put the Certiport, your PowerPoint, how to register for Gmetrics. You have a nice 4-minute video that goes in, and I want to forward to the part where you have to put your password. Your password will be your email.
Was born in 2000.
Your username will be your email. If you look real close on the screen, so your email, please use your personal email. Don't use the school email, just in case you guys leave the building or the school. You could always log in and get your get your certification with your account. So to create the password, use this method here.
He was born in 2004. He was born in February, and since we need 2 digits for the month, and February is the second month, we have to write it as 0, 2, and Greg was born on the 7th. Once again, we need 2 digits for the day, so we have to type 0,
okay.
7.
So basically what you need to do is your year, okay, 2-digit month, and 2-digit day. And that will give you the easiest way to remember your password all the time. Okay, very important we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint so we can flow through so we understand how it works. So your team, first thing on the side, you have lesson 1. We talk about these key points in QuickBooks, and then section 2 deals with the app game. So the first thing is the problem solution. So I'm going to scroll down, and here it is. So if you notice that in this section, the step 1 is black. That means this page is dealing with this concept. Create an app game business that can be profitable or relatively low startup costs. You will learn how to identify the problem and solution. So basically, what I did here to make your life easy, these are critical links that you must look. And when you look at these links, make sure you take notes on these. All right. So I'm going to click on this link right here. Let's skip this ad.
Artists to help us out. I think this is going to turn out to be rather fun. On that note, say hello to Molly Maloney. She's a concept artist currently working for her MFA out in San Francisco, and she's here to help us talk about pre-production. How come we haven't talked about this before? I guess we're usually more about offering possible solutions to problems rather than just raising them, but this is one of those problems that I'm not sure we've got a great answer for. Unfortunately, it's a pretty big issue, so hopefully talking about it will at least provide some perspective on the industry. Most bad video games are the result of bad production methodology. That is to say, bad planning. I know that sounds super obvious, but here's a specific case that's unbelievably common in our industry, and it's responsible for a plethora of bad games. The complete lack of pre-production. Pre-production is the time when you try to figure everything out before you actually start building it. Basically, the planning phase. Not having enough of this time means things like story, characterization, art style, even mechanics get pushed into the we'll figure it out later bin. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, planning is everything, especially for big productions. Not having enough time to think about stuff before you just jump in and try to make it is...
Now, I'm going to pause there because I'm just giving you a walkthrough on where things are, but planning is going to be critical. So you use this space here to plan. You can write, you can type it out, you can go in here, you can put your information in there. You have a sketch area, then your problem solution. If you click on the app game problem and solution, if I click this star, look what happens. Inside the PowerPoint, it takes me to this page where you actually put together your 30-second pitch to identify the problem and solution. For example, you need a hook, you need a problem, solution, features and benefit, call to action. Here's an example in this lesson. There's a link here that's provided for you that goes straight to Flipgrid in this particular piece. Now I'm gonna say my 30-second hook. Now here it is. Did you know there's 10 million new startup businesses every year? This is an issue. And these businesses need new production, they need promotion, they need marketing materials. Now, with my business, we offer a quick solution. We offer a one-on-one customization program where we actually give packages that gives us new startup an affordable price for business cards, website, and all those cool things. Our features, we have an online website where they can go online, put an order, they can actually design it, self-made templates, and get their product off and ready to print. Definitely visit us at parafruit.com to get more information about how we can make your business a success for the 2021 year. Bam! That is my 30-second pitch. It gives it out, puts it in there, boom. So I'm gonna take it back. Okay. So now we're here. Here's another link that takes you to the problem and solution. So if I click that, notice that it takes me to this page. Okay, so all you got, what is the problem your app solves? Well, my app is a game that solves mind mysteries. I don't know. How would it affect? Well, this problem is very important because it allows kids to get more built on their memorization skills through playing maze game. I don't know, but you got to think it through. Okay. So, bring it back, we're here. Now, on the bottom, step 3, if you look at step 3 is going to be critical. Okay? Let's see. We got some late birds coming in. See? Now, if these person was on your team, woo, you were losing right now. All right, so now let's go right back in here. So on the bottom here, we're talking about step 3. If you click on these links, this will give you videos that explains how to use QuickBooks. Okay, so when you look at these videos, each lesson you will turn in the notes for these sections. This assignment is a 2-day assignment, so you're going to see the deadline on it. So this particular page is 2 days. Okay. Right here, why is certification important? You put your information in the box. Now, it's very important. I'm going to say this. If you see a small YouTube, this link gives you resources about problem solving. So if I click on this, let's click on it. Okay. Here's your ads. Let's go ahead. Skip the ad.
Hi. In our world today, every business faces problems sometimes on a daily basis. Since removing obstacles is essential along your business's path to success, this video shows you 6 qualities suggested in helping you become an excellent problem solver. So here are 6 qualities for an exceptional, high-standard problem solver. Good problem solvers are good thinkers. They are able to combine the right feelings with the right logic to produce an accurate solution. They are aware of what is actually happening and always take problematic issues in an objective manner. Good.
Beautiful. So I'm going to pause there because I'm showing you that this link here, which is a resource center, it gives you definition and information about problem solving. Okay. Now, when you see a big YouTube link, big YouTube link, let's click on that. That's very important when it comes to video game. So make sure you look at this video because you get an insight from professionals in the industry. So
Avoid
let's
game
take a look.
design mistakes.
Sometimes it takes a while to load. That's fine. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's pause it. And let's
Videos to
play.
help you learn about the games industry so that you can elevate your games and inspire others. If you're on a game dev journey, consider subscribing. We'd love to help you along the way. Let's get into it. Here are the design mistakes to avoid. Number 1, starting too big. We're starting with this one because it's arguably the most consistent mistake that we see in our industry. It's great to have a grand vision, but one of the biggest mistakes we've seen game developers make is simply starting too big. Say you have 10 features to hit, and you're designing them all at the same time. What happens if the first feature turns out to be a dud? Would that affect the other 9? Would it render the other 9 pointless? Designing too big reduces your ability to pivot or modify your ideas. Instead, it's better to take the opposite approach. Define what your core is and tune that until you are positive it works. Once you're happy with the core, you can start layering the rest of the game on top of it. In a nutshell, keep your game simple and add to it when you are confident in your core. Just remember the ask rule. Avoid starting kingdoms. Start with the house, then grow from there. A lot of today's great games started from bite-sized demos or even emerged from game jams. The dev teams took a small idea, made sure it worked, and layered from there. The concept for Superhot, for example, was originally developed for the 7-day FPS challenge. Number 2, not considering how to onboard the player. Designing complex systems or deep mechanics.
I'm gonna pause in that. So I'm gonna come back here. Now that was that big YouTube link. That's important, I think, and you're getting inside information from the gamers, people who build games. They're telling you the secrets. Enrique, do you find that video impressive and helpful?
Very.
You know-
honest.
Okay, go ahead, Enrique.
What happened? No, I said it was very, very helpful.
Okay, good. So this, now I took my time this weekend and put this whole thing together for you guys because when I looked at your resource, you guys say you learn best from videos, keep everything nice and simple, clean, straight to the point, in steps. So I'm listening. So now what I did, I put this right here. If you take this link, it says test your understanding. So I'm gonna click on that. And now, in your downtime, you want to make sure you're studying and practicing for your Gmetrics quiz test. So these are different options you can do. You can do matching game, gravity, but it gives you the answers, and you can just study and test your knowledge for the QuickBooks certification. Okay. Right here on the side are documents that goes along with the lesson. So business opportunity template will be a template that you just gotta make sure you work on and submit that template. And I will give it a download, and that will be in the lesson in Google Class, the download. Now let's move to the next slide. Look at this. The next slide is value proposition and value and features and benefit. Value proposition, this link will tell you more about value, and this will give you the connection about the video game. Notice the same steps. You're taking notes on the bottom. You have your area to work in, you have your app design, and 3 keywords that defines your app business. But let's take a look and see. Let's click on the big one. It takes a while.
Hey guys! Places, everybody!
Want to take your place amongst the great designers in the video game industry? This is the second video in a 2-part series where we are going to show you how to properly design a video game.
Now this is a very important video moving forward.
Deciding on how to design a video game is a tough choice. There are countless different ways to approach design. In this video, we'll show you a framework used by the professionals, but this framework is meant to be a guide only. You'll definitely want to adjust it to meet the specific needs of your game. The first step is to define your design pillars. They are what makes your game great. Your design pillars are the must-have elements in your title, and is more than just a feature set. you need to define what makes these pillars important, and you have to do it for each in one sentence. You should also not have more than 3 to 5 design pillars. By limiting the number of pillars, you will make sure to focus on what really matters. Let's take a well-known game and give some examples of design pillars. Fortnite is hugely popular at the moment, and you could potentially define its design pillars as hyper-competitive multiplayer battles, limitless building capabilities, deeply strategic battle tactics, accessible and fun visuals, and lighthearted and humorous tone. These are just examples, but you get the point. Design pillars are not necessarily features, but what the consumer will think of first and foremost when they think about your title. Once you have your design pillars defined, you can start defining the details of the user experience, starting with your game loop. A core game loop is the basic process that the user will repeat throughout your game. Sometimes called an addiction loop, the core game loop is the crux of your user experience. You'll want to define the loop and be sure that you have the right incentives and rewards layered throughout this loop to ensure your user retention is as high as possible. In mobile games, keeping your audience playing the game is critical, and defining and optimizing the core game loop is a never-ending effort. Let's take a look at a popular mobile game like Clash of Clans. In a simple illustration, there are 3 major parts in Clash of Clans' core loop: collecting resources, building and training, and battling. The player will continually progress through these 3 stages throughout the game, with incentives sprinkled throughout to reduce the desire to put the game down. Define.
I'm gonna pause here, but this video you need to make sure you're watching the whole thing because it goes down to the elevator pitch, because all gamers have to pitch their concepts to different companies. Remember, use this as your guide. Feature sets, magic moment of your game, what is your unique value proposition, it's all in this video. So you scroll down, you complete the video, bam. Let's move to the next phase, designer and marketing. So what key elements would you add to your flyer to grab potential clients? You're going to be using Pixar, you already use it, to create a marketing campaign on Instagram for your game. Okay, and these will be the specs. Here's the videos to support that. And then the next one is a wireframe. You need to wireframe it, how it's going to flow. So I actually gave you some resource here. That's, you have some digital wireframe templates that you can actually just download and put it together, how it's going to flow, step 1, step 2. So it's called Sketch App Source. Check it out. There's a lot of resource that I gave you here. I gave you this other one, freehand. Okay, and freehands allow you to do the same thing, but it's another way to draw and put together your idea. See, so I can move boxes around, I can create shapes. Okay, I can put a color in that shape. Okay, how you put the color? Who's that coming in? You can draw on it. You can add the experiment. Oh, there it is. You can draw. Perfect. Nice. So you can use this. You can insert pictures. Woo, Photoshop sync. Oh, this is nice. All right, so you have that at your fingertips. It's the link right here. These boxes are the boxes you can create, or you might say, Mr. Paris, your box sucks. I'm gonna create my own design and embed it in here. That's what I love to see. Let's move to the next piece. Target market. Who are your target market for your video games? You click here, you can type right in the space, but this is actually the template that you're going to use. Okay, so basically you can, what are the age, what are the genders, where do these people live, you know, how's their buying pattern, are they avid gamers, are they compulsive buyers? I don't know. What are their hobbies? You have to then define that target market for your game. And one of the key things I want you to look at is the market research that supports your game idea. Now, how do you do market research? You can go online, see what is happening in that industry, how many people are downloading that game. I mean, you can create a survey, which you will be creating a Google survey it's right here. So you can send out your information to clients and potential friends and say, hey, do you think this game is worth buying for 99 cents? Do you think that the colors work in my concepts? What do you think about the game backstory? You can start getting information by creating a Google survey and sending it out to your friends. Now, if I look at step 3 now, once that's done, remember, we always got to get step 3 done. And that is looking at the videos and taking notes. Okay? You got to take notes, because every section, there's note taking that helps you with the QuickBooks test. Let's scroll down, and the last piece, which is the most important for a video game business, is game app expenses. You need to figure out how much does it cost to get in the Google Play Store, Apple Store, what software, websites, program. You got to put down the cost right here. And then right here on the top, what business models will you choose and why? I gave you some business models. You have the freemium, you have the ad-based, you have subscription, you have pay per download. Okay? So you have 3 options, but you got to select which one you're going to use. So how many of you like free downloads? I like free downloads, but the problem is when you get addicted and you want to move up, you have ads coming through. You have to pay to upgrade. Ad-based, you have the ads on your games, but then when you want to upgrade, then you can remove the ads. Subscription-based. So pick the model that you're going to use for your video game app business. And on the bottom, here it is. Payroll. Learn how to do payroll. Click on this, because guess what? Once you become a millionaire, Enrique, you don't want to be doing this, man. You're going to be paying people to get this stuff done. You're going to be riding your Maserati. You're going to be taking trips to Australia. And then you're going to say, hey,
Yes,
is
sir.
payroll in? Okay, make sure you use the QuickBooks links to get the payroll out. Did you pay the graphic designers, the programmers, the accountants? Bam! Right here at your fingertips. So this is why they both work together. So now let's scroll down. Now, once you've done the heavy lifting here, now it's the fun part. Let's click on this. And I love the fact that everything is in one spot, no miscommunication. So look here, the app. This is the actual PowerPoint that you're gonna complete. This part is for the competition. So at the end of the 9 weeks, and when we get to the 8th week of the second quarter, we're gonna be pitching our concept in front of investors. This is the PowerPoint you will use to put it together. Now, notice that it tells you this slide removed before printing. It just answer the question, bam. And then you have this slide to put it on. You could put pictures, you could design it, however you want to do it. But remember, a clean slide is always a key winner. Let's take a look at the next one, value proposition. Remember, we did that up here. So all you're doing is going here, value proposition, you get your information, bam, scroll down, bloop, drop it in here, put some pictures, design it, make it look pretty, wada bing. App features. All I need, remember they said, acts don't build kingdoms. Remember, start with simple features, just in case you want to pivot. So at least 2 to 3 features. And all you got to do, maybe your character runs, maybe you have downloads, maybe you have shooting, I don't know. Whatever those features in, you drop them in there. And an MVP, minimum valuable product. What I'm gonna need you to do is test out the features. Get feedback quick. Hey, do you think this feature works in my game? Send a survey out. This is where you have to send out your surveys and see, hey, do you think this feature makes sense in my game? Then I go down. Then you've put it in here. Target market, we did that up there. So all you're doing is type it in. What's the age group? Hey, Enrique, what's the age group for your market? Is it middle schoolers, high schoolers, what?
Nah, definitely not middle school. It could be middle schoolers. Both of them, middle schoolers and high schoolers.
Okay,
Because
so-
I started playing video games at a young age.
Okay, so
like,
let's say middle school starts,
Yeah.
how old they start? They start maybe 13 to 18.
Yeah, 13.
You see? And you're looking at gender, male/female. You see how simple it is? You fill it in. Then I'm gonna put a picture of what they would look like. Be creative, okay? Answer the question. That's all this slide is telling you to do. Market research. Now this is where you can win the competition. If you do Google surveys, you got good research of supports why your game is valid. It validates your game to be number one. When the judges hear that you have done the research and you realize that your competitors don't have what you offer, you are going to win every day. Then you just put your information. Survey number one, you can embed pictures, stuff like that. Let's go to competitive advantage. Now, there's a lot of video games out there. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna actually, for example, my game is called NetPal. And one of the features, mine is pricing, model, security, and language. ePen is another competitor. They have a subscription base. And PenPal has a freemium. So you're gonna do some research on why your business have a competitive edge amongst the other two. This would be you, and these would be other two guys. What are the factors? Maybe pricing, maybe speed, maybe download. And then here's the page that you would put it in. You type your name of your app game. Enrique, what's the name of your game? You have a name yet? Anyone? Jessica, you have a name?
My game from last year would have been Insomnia.
Okay, so you put your name right here. And you find out what games are similar to yours, and you put on what's your competitive edge. And then let's go to the last slide. Remember, you did this already. So all you gotta do, come up to the top, bam. Business model, bam. I already picked subscription, go down. I'm gonna do a subscription base. So all I do is delete the other ones. Delete these, bam, and make subscription base. And I put pictures and design it how I want it to feel. Then this is what my slide would look like. Now, this is a winning slide. You're gonna insert screenshots of your wireframe, of your codes that you started. The judges love to see this page. Okay? Let's take a look at some wireframes. Now, this young lady did this piece this summer, but look at her wireframe. She just used PowerPoint to create a wireframe. I love this wireframe. Look, it tells you select your character, then the directions. To win this game, you must help the citizen get their belongings back, then become a superhero, finally leveling up. Click continue. You have, she has in-app store purchase. I love this layout. Beautiful. She have a gear. We start to see what things are for the user interface. Now, look at that. You can start picking your costumes. You can get the super racing shoes to make you fly fast. I love it. You can customize the sound so you got music playing in the background. Upload your own music. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Oh, she has a scorekeeper count. Now, object of a game is it solves a problem in the community, because she have people who don't want to work. They want to freeload and go steal from other people. So this game teaches you how to be a superhero in your community, how to get the bad guys and get them out of here. This is genius. Oh man. But look, remember the wireframes. So by looking at this, how many features she have? She have a feature where they get to customize their clothes. She has music features in here. Ooh, she got a lot of features. She has paper download. Beautiful. Okay? So, now, remember, when you embed, you're going to embed, you have options of using the templates that I gave you up here also. Now, let's go into practicing MIT App Inventor. These 3 lessons will be critical for your grade. No, I already did the work for you. I have the video link to how to create this Mold Mash game. Then I also have the Maze app of me doing the actual lesson. Then I have the Magic 8-Ball app of how you shake the app and it tells you a magical question. So the reason I gave you these 3 apps is that these are simple games that you might say, you know what? I like how this game uses the scorekeeping method. By designing this, you get to understand the scorekeeping method. You get to understand how a character moves on the page and interacts on the page. By using this lesson, you get to learn how to create maze of games, of phases going through, and maps. Look at this one, the Magic 8 Ball. Maybe you shake the screen, you tap the screen, and it does a game, it does something. But by doing this, it gives you a fun interaction game with the client. Now, these 3 lessons must be completed because these are grades also. This will help you to develop your app. Now, for additional apps, I did some more research and I got these 4 apps. I thought these 4 apps were clever and cool. Each app, if I click on this, they all have a link. Okay? And I follow Pixie Bomb. I try to surround
Hey guys,
myself.
my name is Pixie,
Very
and today
great
we're going
designer.
to create a spinning wheel that you can use as a mini game in your apps. Before we begin, you should know this isn't a plug and play type of solution, meaning you can't change variables and expect the same outcome. The math in the block section is based on this specific image, which is 300 pixels wide by 300 pixels tall. As the wheel spins, the timing, the speed, the heading, everything is based off the size of these slices. Once we get into the block section, if you understand how it works, then you can go ahead and customize. Otherwise, just leave it the way that it is. I will include the free version of the Photoshop file, and of course, there's a different PSD for the Pixie Bomb Squad, so you can customize your wheel if you want to change the numbers, add pictures, whatever. All right, so let's...
All right, so right there, that gives you a piece that you can probably work on, experiment, and see how you can modify it. Also, this is the Hangman game, where actually it could be a spelling game, or words, or location, and every one they get wrong, the character comes up. Cherry Bomb Picker. So I gave you these additional games. Now, I'm not asking you to do them, but if you are serious about video game, my recommendation, jump into it. All right. Now, the amount of work you put in on your design, your return will be great. That's all I could say. Remember, this is a competition. You get to submit this. You present this in front of judges, and the top winner walks away with, they can make it rain. And that's not talking any foolishness. I mean, that's real talk. You guys know, you've seen the program. You've seen Samia walked away with $10,000 in her senior year. You see Mark Grace with Munch Monsters walked away with some money. So this is where it gets real. Now, I just went over, gave you everything you need for this project. Now, I'm going to go back here to the Google Classroom. And the first thing we want to do is to register for Certiport and register for Gmetrics. Now, I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to do that. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, okay? And you have the rest of the day to work on setting up these accounts. Now, I'm gonna give you, once you get the Gmetrics, I will put back here in the code the join code for the group. So when you get the Gmetrics, it's gonna ask you for a code to join QuickBooks. All right, and then in Certiport, I will give you that code too. All right, so let's go ahead and set up. To turn in this assignment, you must take a screenshot of your registration and upload it to this lesson here. That's how you get a grade. So let's see what that looks like here. Let's go here. Let's see what these kids in period 1, I saw these kids yesterday. Let's click on the app presentation. Let's click on turn in. Beautiful. I see people turned it in. Beautiful. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yes. Bada bing. Bada boom. Woo, yes. Perfect. She turned in that. Let's see. Dominique Perez. You see? This is what I'm talking about. Following directions. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Hey, beautiful. So that's all you got to do for today. Take your screenshots. You're signing up to what? What are we signing up to, Ivan? What are we signing up to? What are we signing up?
For pilots.
No, you missed. No, we losing right now with you. No. What are we signing up to? Someone help me. Manny, what are we signing up?
The Gmetrics and Certiport.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing right now and let you go in your breakout rooms and start making power moves. Power moves. Okay, beautiful. I'm sorry I get too excited. I got to calm down sometime, but it's okay. Okay. Bada bing.